Hey guys, what's going on? Cameron here with the Lawn Care Life in Mowssouri. I appreciate you stopping by the channel. If you're new to the channel, hey, thanks a lot. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the videos. If you want to see more content, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified when future videos come out. If you're returning to the channel and you've been here before, you guys know me. You guys know what the channel is all about. I appreciate the continued support, but enough talking, man. Let's dive right in to today's video.
Smooth driving.
Heck yeah, man.
All right, guys, we got Shubie and we got Brady over here, JBS Lawn and Landscaping. And here's the truck that everybody sees on his Instagram page. And he's loading up the Kubota B26 on this nice BY's trailer. Let's check it out.
This is our 24-foot BY's tilt deck trailer, 16,000 GVW. Brady's getting the ramps out. We're getting ready to load up the B26 for a job we have on Monday. One thing I wanted to show you guys on this, which is unique to it, is the hydraulic jack and the remote that we use. It's a lifesaver, especially if you're loading the equipment by yourself and you have the piece up onto the deck and you're on that severe angle. You don't have to sometimes trust those brakes that don't work on the heavy equipment all the time. So anyway, we'll show you what that's all about. I'll open the box. Right now, I believe it's in the jack mode, so you can either use a remote or use the manual keypad that's in here. This is up down for the jack. We're gonna go ahead and flip this diverter valve, and this is gonna give us our tilt. When I ordered this, I ordered it with the toolbox. They actually, I put a design on paper, and BY's was nice enough to go ahead and add these options. They didn't even have these options. So there used to be a spare tire. We relocated it to the rear. I mean, this is specific to our trailer. These bins, we had them made so we could put trimmers in there, handheld blowers in there, and you know, your two-stroke mix or whatever you needed. But if Cameron takes a look, you can see how kind of we have everything situated. We run our binders and chains out of the center. That was an option that the toolbox that I had them make. Same thing here. It's wire mesh in the bottom, so if you get any dirt or debris, it just goes down right through the bottom. We carry extra diesel all the time, some straps, padding for tie down, and then air tank if we need it. Here's your prop, so if you have to do any work under here, you know, you're safe to do so. On the BX we run 2 chains, 2 of the longer chains. As you can see, I mean, how long did that take us, Cameron, to load this?
Seconds, man. You guys are fast.
And that remote and the way we're set up, you know, anybody that's followed us for a long time, you know that I was always limited with labor, and it's about efficiency and getting the job done with minimal amount of labor, you know, so that's why we have what we have.
Oh yeah.
And it's been a constant building process. We didn't start with this, you know.
Alright guys, we are back here at JBS headquarters. So we picked up the B26, threw it on the trailer, brought it back here. Now we're checking out all the Steiner equipment that Shubie has accumulated over the years.
So Cameron wanted me to talk a little bit about the Steiner and the attachments that we have, and what makes us the most money, most profitable. So right here, this piece, they unfortunately don't make it anymore, but it was made by Harley. You can see right here. I was lucky to land one of these, and we found it in pieces, and my local dealer Henry Hartman had some stuff machined up, bought us the Curtis gearbox, which it was missing. And the story on that was the dealer that had it had a landscaper that had bought one, and they couldn't get parts for it, so he tore it all down, and it sat for like 6 years in his warehouse. And I don't even think it had, the paint was still on the drum when we picked it up, but by far this thing has paid for itself numerous times, over and over again. To the left of that is our original 450. We bought that months after it came out. We demoed one from Henry and fell in love with the machine. For those of you that are not familiar with the 450 or the redesign, some of the options you can get are the hand control along with the treadle foot pedal control. The biggest thing on this machine that I think by far has, you know, advantage over some of the other competitors is the traction boost, and it's fully adjustable on the fly. So what happens is you have a diverter valve that's in here, and as you're going along, especially when we're doing rough cut mowing or mostly the mowing, it really comes in handy when we're doing some severe banks, you know, in the 40-degree bank, in the 40-degree range. But you can increase or decrease the amount of down pressure that are on these front tires, and I believe it's up to almost like 400 pounds of additional weight you could put on top of those front tires, and it climbs like a mountain goat. Moving over here, this is a piece that they reintroduced, and for some reason they decided that they're not going to produce it anymore, and they only had it for a couple years. But that's the new Terra rake, and let me tell you, it's an awesome attachment. It has its niche, just like every single one of these things. If you have a area that you're regrading and there's a lot of roots and there's a lot of debris, leftover leaves, so on and so forth, you can't hit it with the power box. It's just going to clog up the power box. That Terra rake will take it, you can push it into a pile. We use our B26 to then load it onto the dump truck or dump trailer and get rid of it, but it also does an amazing job grading. That's fully decked out. It has the hydraulic, it's electric over hydraulic tilt on the top, which is right here, and then your angle cylinders that work just like the power box does. You can cut swales, you can do everything with it. Same thing you can do with this. Actually, it's probably more functional than what the power box is. Move on over here to our snowblower. This is one of their older models. It's heavy. It's a heavy piece. The 420 we had originally, it really struggled to pick this piece up. That's how heavy it is. Between that and the power box, they're probably the two heaviest pieces that we have. But I'll tell you, it'll throw it 40, 50 feet, no problem. It's really a nice piece. When we get some of them nor'easters here in southeastern PA that whack us, you know, 20, 30 inches, they're rare. But, you know, if you've followed my Instagram page, you'll see there's a couple of posts where we had to go into these HOA communities, and you know, the snow was over 4 feet high, and you know, open up these sidewalks. Right next to that, this is another piece that they had at one point in time. It's their chipper shredder. an amazing piece, and I don't know why they stopped again making this attachment. But you have a top load feed here where you can put your sticks down in. You also can take and throw leaves in there, and you have your safety guard that pushes it down here into the mechanism that shreds it up, and it really does a fine job of that. They should really consider about bringing this thing back. It's an amazing piece, along with that Terra rake. In front are two rough cut mowers. We do a ton of retention pond maintenance work and stuff like that. Cameron, you asked me to tell them what's probably the most used. Probably the most used here, you know, as far as hours on the attachment. Next to that is our new 450. I think Brady just checked it. We're at 160 or something like that. We picked that up, what, July or August? So, yeah, we use these things. And, you know, getting back to, you know, the Steiner or the Ventrac, one of the huge advantages to these machines is all your attachments and everything is in front of you. They both offer 3-point hitch kits, but I wouldn't even consider it. Just I'm so used to operating, you know, all these attachments out in front of you. And if you've had any time, I'm sure you agree, Cameron, that, you know, with the Ventrac, you found that out real quick. You can get in tight to trees. You can get in tight to foundations if you're doing grade work or, you know, any prep work like that. So they're awesome little tractors, you know. And I don't think you'd lose either way. You go with a Ventrac or a Steiner. Of course, I'm red, but fully red. But they're both good. They're both great machines.
Now, I'm just going to throw this in there. He's saying that he's red, but rumor has it at GIE Expo, we got video of this guy on the Ventrac 4520. Brady, is that true?
I don't know. I didn't see anything.
I think you're the one that videoed it.
So, yeah, they're, like I said, they're both great. You can't lose either way. For us, I'm completely honest, we talked about it 100 times. It's dealer support. And I think I've talked about you know, our local dealer, Henry Hartman, and his son, Dale. They're just amazing people, and we've never been down. Minimal issues with the equipment anyway, but I mean, we've never been down. You know, if it was a case where we needed a tractor, we had a tractor, you know, and or we were up and running within a couple hours, even on weekends. So, you know, to me, that's worth more than anything. Doesn't matter if it's a Ventrac or a Steiner.
Now, what do you think, Brady? What's your favorite piece to run here?
Probably the rough cut, man. I mean,
Rough cut?
Where I get my most of my hours on, so
Tackle anything with that, right?
Yep, sure thing.
Now, which one you rolling in the new one, or are you rolling in the?
Yeah, Dad let me roll in the new one this year, so.
Oh, that's cool.
Put him on the old one.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think actually we talked about this was the engines. You know, a lot of guys, I'll get messages, you know, what are you running? And we run the Kubota diesel just because it's been a rock solid motor, you know, for us through the years. Even our other Steiners that we had, they were all Kubota diesel motors and never had an issue. The B26 that we run, that's a Kubota diesel. The Bobcat T650, that's Kubota diesel. I'm a huge Kubota fan when it comes to motors. But you know, they also offer in the Steiners, they offer the Kubota gas, which is a beast of a motor. I believe it's 32 horse. They offer the Briggs & Stratton Vanguard 37 air-cooled, and I think that's it that they offer. And pretty similar to what Ventrac offers, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So these guys right here are the main reason that I'm running the Ventrac right now. And let me tell you why. Because when I met Shubie several years ago, I saw what he was doing with the Steiner 450. I was watching his videos, I was watching his content on JBS Lawn and Landscaping on Instagram, and I was like, man, it's just unbelievable with the attachments, what he's able to do with that one piece of equipment. So I started looking at the Steiner. This was back in 2018. I actually demoed the Steiner in 2018, and then I looked at the Ventrac. I demoed that Ventrac up in St. Louis area, and then after I ran it just one time, I was like, man, I got to get one of these. And the main reason that I went with the Ventrac instead of the Steiner was because, like Shubie was talking about earlier, a lot of these attachments that they have for the Steiner, they're just not making them anymore. They're discontinuing the attachments. So if I'm going to invest, I mean, he's been in this game for a long time. He already has the attachments. He's already acquired those attachments, and they're able to make him money. But for me, starting out, I felt like Ventrac was going to be more stable long term. That's just my thinking anyways. And with the attachments that they offer, and they're always developing more attachments, I thought, you know what, if I'm gonna invest in something like this is an expensive piece of equipment. The attachments are expensive as well, but if you're gonna invest all that money into something, let's invest something that's gonna pay me back in the long run. So that's why I started looking at the Ventrac, and of course you guys, a lot of you guys anyways, know the story behind that and what's kind of happened over the last year with the Ventrac stuff. So here we are, we got Brady out here. He's on the Steiner 450 running the Harley rake. So just like Shubie and I were just talking a second ago, this ground right here, you can walk across it before he even gets the equipment on it, and it's soft, it's muddy, and it's definitely not perfect conditions to work up the soil like this. But because of this tractor and because of these attachments, it's very little ground pressure. The Harley rake is able to just fluff things up to the top, and if he runs across this and lets it dry for a little while, this on top will be dry in no time. If you had a big skid loader or a bigger piece of equipment and you're out here doing the same thing, you're just gonna make a mess. I don't think there's any other piece of equipment that you can get out here on conditions like this, you know, where the ground's wet and it's sticky, and be able to make it look good. Brady's doing a good job over here running this Steiner.
So the way that design is by Harley, when they designed it years ago, it has a pivot point, so that's how you control the depth of your drum, or you can actually control it by the adjustability on the front tires. You can see it's just a quick quarter turn, you raise or lower. That allows you to, if you wanted to dig a swale, you can really dig a swale in one side, keep one higher, one lower. Also, just by turning the drum left to right, you can dig a good six inches just by that, keeping the tires where they're set, how they are right now. I'll show you when he gets done too how you can put that down pressure on the drum, and that's basically what happens. You can really dig by putting down pressure using your hydraulics. This is the pivot point that I was telling you about earlier, and you can see like there's 2 pin settings, and that allows you to drop that drum at least 1.5 inches to 2 inches. And it's very simplistic engineering, but it works.
Simple design.
Yeah, very simple design. And the same thing, I know that the new Ventrac, it's an amazing new design with that Harley rake they got out. I was playing with it a little bit at GIE.
But hold on here. So he was on it, okay. See, he slipped up on that one. Good thing I had the camera on.
I'll be completely honest, I'm a simple guy, and this was much easier to run, but you know, for these young guys that are used to, you know, all the buttons and all the extra stuff, I'm sure it's no problem. But anyway, you know, this does the job just as well. And hopefully, I mean, honestly, these 450s can handle probably a 5-foot power box or 5.5-foot power box, and hopefully they'll redesign it soon.
All right, guys, I appreciate you watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the content. Like I said before, if you do like the content and you want to subscribe and be notified of future videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you'll be notified of all the upcoming videos. But thanks again for watching. I'm Cameron with the Lawn Care Life in Mowssouri. Hope you guys are having a good day, man. And as always, hey, God provides.